In winter, because there was no other way, we had to leave the island very early in the morning by horse-drawn wagon because the water was so high. And then the sun was just rising, and I looked out over the mudflats. And then for the first time in my life, I saw a moon set over the mudflats, as if the sun was setting. But it was the moon in its full splendor dipping into the water, and not a soul far and wide. That's not something everyone experiences. With the Stadtmeisterei on the island of Neuwerk, the HPA is mainly responsible for flood protection and for pretty much any kind of public works. My name is Robert Grimm. I'm 38 years old and I work as a carpenter for the HPA on Neuwerk Island.
Auf der Insel Neuwerk.
I live 200 meters from the Elbe. I could theoretically get to work on an air mattress. If I started at home, I'd pass by here and Neuwerk at some point. I just have to turn off in time. Neuwerk is a very small island in the North Sea just off Cuxhaven and belongs to the city of Hamburg. When I started, I had to read up on it too. I didn't really know that the island existed at all. There are 26 people or 24 people, I'm not certain, living on the island, who used to farm. Nowadays it's all tourism. That's coffee, cake, guest houses. Work starts at 6:45 a.m. with the staff meeting, and that's when we plan what's going to happen that day. Of course, we make sure that everything fits in with the weather, and then we assign people and get to work. High tides at 7:56 with ±0, low tides at 14:21 with half a meter more. Temperatures today are around 18 degrees. It should stay dry, wind weak to moderate from the northwest, sunny all day. I think Jörg has somehow scheduled the empties container for the end of the week. That's what he told me. We're actually responsible for everything in the public domain except refuse and the fire brigade. So that's water supply, sewerage, path maintenance, care of the spa facilities, flood protection, and related things like dike maintenance, pile walls, and bank maintenance. These have to be recast every year, check for damage, and so on. So those are the main things we do here.
Ja, das ist eigentlich die Hauptaufgabe, die wir dort machen.
There are 12 of us, more or less, and we actually have skilled workers from every trade. And I'm a carpenter. I'm responsible for everything that has to do with wood. I get the list of defects from the building inspections, and then we work through them. Until 10 to 12, then it's lunch break. Thank you very much. But you wanted some of mine. It's always been like that. And so it continues until 5 p.m. It's not just pure carpentry work, of course. There's a lot of repair work, everything that comes up in the context of building inspection to do with wood. That's what I'm responsible for.
Dafür bin ich zuständig.
And in the summer it's mainly looking after green spaces. Winter is repair time, summer is when we keep things going. And since November last year, I've been in the office more often. I have to do orders as well, because I'm the deputy site manager. Hey, hey. They want to go forward in stages. I don't know where to put them. Do we have to deliver? No, they'll do it themselves. They just need the crane. Although I'm actually a carpenter, I also have my truck driver's license. I have a hazardous goods certificate to drive heating oil to the island. I'm a crane driver on the island, and I drive all kinds of equipment when it's needed in the summer. That's just the way it is. So when other people are on holiday, I drive a tractor all the time. Everyone has to be able to do everything on the island. That's how it is. We have the main trades, but everyone has to have a little bit of knowledge about everything. And of course the motivation.
Zu haben, ne? Das ist das.
In the summer, all 12 of us are here for 10 days at a time, and then we're home for 4 days. And in the winter, we're 6 and 6. Each team is always here for 10 days, so that we have an overlap because of the storm tide season, so that the island is always occupied during the winter. I'm lucky that my family plays along and is up for it. I also have a permanent caravan on the island. And when they have free time, they can come to the island at any time and either stay in the building if it's bad in winter for a few days, because we have 4 guest rooms. Or otherwise I have the caravan where my family can be and they can do whatever they want. In the summer they want to stay a few weeks longer, collect amber and go to the mudflats, catch some crabs, walk the dog. And the kids, they can run free.
Die können halt frei laufen, ne, die Kids.
Basically, I like everything about my job. The craftsmanship, the weather on the coast. Actually, you could say I get to work where others go on holiday. That's just the way it is. I have a top team, which is also the be-all and end-all for me. You spend more time with your colleagues than with your family. You live there, you work together. Everything is under one roof. Everyone has their own room, and you have a corridor, showers, and so on. You have to like that. That only works if you get along. We also do things after work sometimes.
Nach Dienstschluss, was so.
And €7 for the barbecue. All right. It's a kind of friendship, so if I ever got married, I'd invite them all to my wedding. That's how many friends I have here, I'd say. I'm happy with the way things are. And if it stays this way, I'm even more satisfied. Then I can sleep peacefully. It's fun, and that's the main thing. I think I would have a problem leaving the island and working in Hamburg. I want to stay here. I like being on the island.
Die Insel halt die Insel.